Then you've made up your mind? You're going through with it?
Why not?
For one thing, he's an excellent shot.
So I've heard.
At least try to get some sleep.
And if I were you, no more cognac. We'll come for you at 5. That gives you 3 hours. You'll be here.
I don't mind so much being killed. But you know how hard it is for me to get up in the morning. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. I'm afraid this time Stefan has picked the wife of a wrong man.
I wonder if he'll be here when we come back.
Who is it?
Brian.
Good morning, Mr. Brown.
Cheer up, John. This is one engagement I have no intention of keeping. Honor is a luxury only gentlemen can afford. Oh, pack my things. Whatever you think I'll need for an indefinite stay. I'll have a cab downstairs in about an hour. I'll go out the back way. Sorry I won't be here to see their faces. Oh. Did this come during the night? Would you bring me some coffee with cognac?
By the time you read this letter, I may be dead. I have so much to tell you, and perhaps very little time. Will I ever send it? I don't know. I must find the strength to write now before it's too late. And as I write, it may become clear that what happened to us had its own reason beyond our poor understanding. If this reaches you, you will know how I became yours when you didn't know who I was, or even that I existed. I think everyone has 2 birthdays, the day of his physical birth and the beginning of his conscious life. Nothing is vivid or real in my memory before that day in spring when I came home from school and found a moving van in front of our building. I wondered about our new neighbor, who owned such beautiful things.
Lisa! Come in, Lisa. Come in this minute, you hear? Lisa!
Yes, Mother.
Who's going to clean that up? Me, I suppose. Yeah, I haven't enough to do.
I told you we shouldn't try it away. You better get another rope. What? You better get another rope. All right. Run! Get another rope to the wagon.
This is the last time I move a musician.
Why does he have to play the piano? Why not the piccolo?
Where do these go? What? Aha, in the study.
Hey, pal, where's that rope? Here, waiting. I'm coming.
Thank you.
Lisa, what are you doing out there? Come inside.
I didn't see you that day, or for many days thereafter, but I could listen to your playing.
She'd stop that noise.
It's not noise.
Don't bite my head off.
It's Mr. Brown playing.
We call that flank.
Shh.
How old is he?
Who?
Him.
Oh, I don't know. Quite old, I guess.
Oh. You know the boy I was talking to outside of school? The bony one with the yellow hair and the long nose. The one who lives next to the grocery. I'm going to have to do something about him if he doesn't keep his hands to himself. The things he does. He's right out in the street.
Thank you, John. I'll be home late. You needn't wait up for me. Thank you. Good morning.
Why, Lisa. You're all red in the face. You're blushing. I'll get you for that.
Yes, I was blushing. And hard as it may be for you to realize, from that moment on, I was in love with you. Quite consciously, I began to prepare myself for you. I kept my clothes neater, so you wouldn't be ashamed of me.
And bow, 2, 3.
I went to dancing school.
1, 2, 3.
I wanted to become more graceful and learn good manners for you.
Bow, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3.
And so I would know more about you and your world. I went to the library and studied the lives of the great musicians of the past. Though I was not able to go to your concerts, I found ways of sharing in your success. And as the months went by, I began to know your friends. Many of them were women. Most of them.
Lisa! Lisa! Where are you, Lisa? Aren't you going to finish your dinner?
I'm sorry, Mother. What I really lived for were those evenings when you were alone, and I pretended you were playing just for me. And though you didn't know it, you were giving me some of the happiest hours of my life. Then came a great day for me. In the building where we lived, Thursday was rug beating day.
Come on, let's help him. Oh, I've got to do my own.
I'll do it for you afterwards. Come on.
Remember what you promised.
I will. Beautiful rug. It's a beautiful rug, isn't it?
Oh, it's just a rug.
Oh, you wouldn't know.
Say, what are we doing this for?
Shh. He'll hear you.
Oh, he can't talk.
Well, he can hear, can't he? Come on. You're welcome.
Come on, Lisa.
I'll be right down.
What are you going to do?
Go away. I'll be right down.
What are you going to do?
Go away. I'll throw you downstairs.
Are you crazy?
Lisa. What are you doing up there? Come, dear. I have something to tell you. It's really good news. And I'm sure if you think about it sensibly, you'll be very, very happy. Sit down. Well, I can understand you must have been startled when you saw Herr Kastner and me in the hall. Perhaps it was my fault for not telling you something about it before. You see, dear, your mother is not really old. She can have admirers, too. She can even, well, be in love with a man. Someday you'll understand better what that means. Besides, you know how hard it is for us to get along on my small pension. Herr Kastner has a comfortable business in Linz, a military tailor. And he has done me the honor of asking me to marry him. Besides, he's a kind man, and he likes you very much. I'm sure with his help, it'll be much easier for you to make the kind of... What is it?
Would we have to go to Linz? Would we have to live there?
But why not? What is there to keep us here?
I won't go. I won't go.
Lisa! What's the matter? What is it? Lisa!
I won't go.
Now, Lisa, do be reasonable and tell your mother. Lisa!
25, of course, that will go with us and our compartment. Let's see, we had 11 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
And the trunks, dear,
Now, don't worry, dear. I'll take care of everything. Yes. The expressman promised the trunks at... either I've lost half a minute or the station clock's ahead.
Oh, no.
Now, how much will that be, please? That's up to you, sir. Up to me? Good heavens. 1 krone should be enough. That's it. Now, let me see. I promise you the trunks will be here on time. About the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How long will it take if we send them to Linz 3rd class? 2 weeks, maybe. 2 weeks. Very good. Mark each of these 2nd class. 3rd class.
Each of these second
Each of these 3rd class. 3rd class. Yes, 1. What did I tell you? When you're going to do a thing, do it on time. That's always been my system. Hello, Hunky. You can unload those right here. Our train doesn't leave until 12.
Yes, 12
Or does it leave 12?
But sharp.
12? Oh, yes, of course. I'd almost forgotten. Well, now let me see. I'll have to look at the baggage here. Now, please don't get excited, dear. Please.
I'll take that.
Remember, you have a fan. You take something and I'll...
Suddenly, I knew I couldn't live without you. I didn't know what I had in mind or what my parents would do when they found me missing. All I wanted was to see you once more, to be near you again, to throw myself at your feet and cling to you and never leave you. Nothing else mattered.
All right. Oh, it's you, Lisa. I thought by now you are already halfway to Linz. Didn't your train leave about...
I've got something.
these rooms where I had lived had been filled with your music. Now they were empty. Would they ever come to life again? Would I? Only you could answer. So I waited. For what seemed endless hours, I sat outside your door, trying to keep myself awake, afraid I might fall asleep and miss you. Then...
Who is it?
Frank.
Good morning, Mr. Frank.
And so there was nothing left for me. I went to Linz. You who have always lived so freely, have you any idea what life is like in a little garrison town? I was 18 now, and was expected to take my place in society.
Come now, Lisa, don't look down at your feet. Please be tactful and let him do the talking, but not all the talking. Do you hear me, Lisa? Good morning, Colonel.
Good morning, Colonel. Good morning. Frau Kästner, Fräulein Kästner, Herr Kästner. May I have the honor to present my nephew, Lieutenant Leopold von Kaltenegger.
I have the honor to kiss your hand. I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Herr Kästner?
I have the honor, sir. I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Thank you. Allow me to present our daughter, Lisa. Lieutenant Leopold von Kaltenegger, you can. I've been meaning to tell you for some time how impressed I was with your parade the morning of the Emperor's birthday.
Oh, excuse me. Do you like it here in Linz?
Quite well.
It must seem very restful after living in Vienna.
I like Vienna.
Indeed. What did you like about it? Perhaps you were fond of the music.
Yes.
We also have good music here. Every other Saturday afternoon, they give a concert on the Corso.
Oh, really?
Perhaps someday you'll allow me the honor of escorting you.
Very nice of you.
When I was a cadet, I took part myself. I played second trumpet.
Oh, how nice.
I must say, I'm glad we both like music.
You see, there's nothing wrong with a child if she only meets the right people.
The lieutenant was right. Linz was a musical town. So twice a month that summer, we listened, the lieutenant and I.
Before the afternoon is over, I'm sure we'll have an announcement.
Nothing could please us more, Colonel. Isn't that, my dear?
Miss Lisa, this is a subject which I wish to bring up for some time. I trust you'll forgive me if I presume to mention a hope I've allowed myself. It may be unnecessary for me to mention that ever since you first came to my attention, I've been most favorably impressed.
Thank you.
And I have every reason to believe that your parents are not opposed to my keeping company. That That is steady company with you.
But, Lieutenant,
Oh, please allow me to finish. As far as my prospects are concerned, you must be aware by now that it's generally believed by my uncle and others that I have the qualifications for an outstanding military career.
Oh, there's no doubt of that.
Naturally, it's too soon to discuss any definite steps. We should know each other for a reasonable
But,
time.
Lieutenant, I'm sorry, it's impossible.
Impossible?
Please don't ask me to explain, but...
But I certainly must insist. Is there someone else?
Yes. I'm engaged to be married.
Engaged to be married?
I should have told you before, but I didn't realize how...
The whole time you've been in Linz, I haven't seen you in anyone's company.
He doesn't live in Linz. He lives in Vienna.
In Vienna?
He writes music. He's a musician.
But how can that be? Your mother and father, they've given my uncle every encouragement. You mean you're engaged to a man and your parents don't even know him? Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Then, please.
It won't be long now. The wine. The wine. Yeah, waiter, the wine. The wine.
Up.
I don't understand.
Lisa, what happened? Answer me. What happened?
Nothing.
But after all...
But you must have said something. What did you say to him?
Well, I only told him the truth.
The truth? What do you mean, the truth? What did you say to him?
I told him I wasn't free.
What?
My poor parents. For them, this was the end. For me, it was a new beginning. Vienna, when I saw it again, seemed to have taken on a new splendor. All the time I'd been away, I thought of it longingly as your city. Now it was our city. Madame Spitz's, where I found work, was the kind of establishment where one learns many things.
Miss Lisa, please.
Coming.
Hold your breath.
Miss Lisa, we are waiting.
Very pretty.
Yes. Very. Very charming indeed. Do you think...
She's not like the others. I don't understand that girl, but every evening, as soon as the shutters are closed, off she goes, straight home.
Really?
Madame Spitzer spoke the truth. I was not like the others. Nobody waited for me. Off I went, not home, but to the only place that had ever seemed home to me. Night after night, I returned to the same spot. But you never noticed me. Until one evening...
I've seen you before. A few nights ago. Right here. Oh, you live near here?
No.
You like to listen to street singers?
Yes.
Neither do I. Oh, I should introduce myself.
No. I know who you are.
I suppose sooner or later we'll have to decide where we're walking to. Well, I have something I should call off. But I almost never get to the place I start out for anyway.
Oh, well, I know. More milk. That's enough, waiter. That's enough. But I know.
Pardon.
Excuse me.
Very charming.
Thank you.
Anything else I can do for you, Mr. Brandt?
Will you please tell Balish I won't be at rehearsal this evening?
Oh, congratulations.
Fritz, is the journal free now?
Just a moment, sir. Don't you see I'm busy with Mr. Brandt? Now, how about Lily?
Yes, there is Lily.
Yeah, there's Lily. I mean, if she comes, what am I going to tell her?
Well, tell her.
Well, I'll tell her it was most important and you had to work tonight.
Yes, that's it. That's fine.
I'm sure she will understand.
I'm sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, Stefan.
Yes?
Hey, I missed you yesterday. I have to talk with you.
Well, later.
I saw the manuscript of a concerto. It's a young man I met. Well, his father owns half of the car land to Schomburg. I thought perhaps it was something for one of your concerts. If you just glance at it.
Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow, huh?
Tomorrow.
But I know.
Now, don't be frightened. Even if it's not becoming, the lobster will pay no attention. I was wrong. It is becoming. Now, let's see. When did they have lobster again? Friday. How about Friday? Oh, a week is a long time. How about Wednesday evening? That's venison. Oh, yes, pheasant on Monday. Could you possibly make it on Monday?
I've no engagements at all.
Well, I don't either. We'll have dinner tomorrow night. Wiener Schnitzel.
Excuse me, Herr Brandt, but the lady in the next room, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Countess Rudensky, wonders if you would do her the favor of signing her program of this afternoon's concert.
Certainly.
She said Mozart himself could not have done better.
How nice of her.
There you are. Thank the Countess for the compliment.
Thank you, Herr Brandt.
Even though it's not in the least deserved.
4 years ago when you played the D minor,
You remember that?
the morning review also compared you to a young Mozart.
I was very young. There was that much resemblance. You like it? Valpolicella, it's called. The first vineyard you see when you come down the other side of the Alps. And the Italians say it's such a good wine because the grapes have their roots in the valley and their eyes on the mountains.
Please,
Please what?
please talk about yourself.
I believe you really want to hear about me. Why? Oh, never mind why. Well, the truth is, I've had rather an easy time of it. People accepted my music very quickly. Perhaps too quickly. Sometimes it's easier to please others than oneself. What are you going to say? You know you don't talk very much.
Well, I can't say it very well, but
Yes.
sometimes I felt when you were playing that,
Go on.
that you haven't quite found, I don't know what it is, what you're looking for.
How long have you been hiding in my piano? Now, never mind explaining. I'll just assume you're a sorceress and that you can make yourself very tiny. It might be a good thing to have a sorceress for a friend. Who knows? you may be able to help me someday.
How could I help you?
So that's what you've been thinking about. You're a very strange girl. Whoever you are and wherever you came from. Don't you have any problems?
Not important ones.
It's a long while since anyone did that for me. Stop here. Oh.
Good evening, Mr. Blanc.
Good evening.
Roses?
Yes, please.
Red roses?
No, red is the wrong color. A single white rose. That's perfect. This is a special occasion. There you are. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Blanc. Enjoy yourself.
Did I guess right? Is it your flower?
From now on, it will be.
Would you like me to close it?
No.
And now to the park garden. Yep.
Do you think it will all be closed?
I hope not. I never come here in the season. It's more pleasant in the winter. I don't know why.
It's perhaps because you prefer to imagine how it will be in the spring. Because if it is spring, then there's nothing to imagine, nothing to wish for.
Now, is there anything about me you don't know?
A few things. For instance, I don't know if one day they'll make a wax figure of you and put you in there because you'll be so famous.
Well, if they do, will you pay your penny to come in and see me?
If you'll come alive.
Now I see you as a little girl.
You do? When my father was alive, we traveled a lot. We went nearly everywhere. We had wonderful times.
I didn't know you traveled so much.
Oh, yes.
Perhaps we've been to some of the same places.
No, I don't think so.
Where did you go?
Well, it was a long time, but, for instance, there was Rio de Janeiro. Beautiful, exotic Rio with its botanical gardens, its avenue of palms, Sugarloaf Mountain, and the harbor where you could look down and see the flying fishes. We're in Venice.
Yes, we've arrived. Now, where would you like to go next? France, England, Russia?
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Excuse me a moment while I talk with the engineer.
You and the lady, are you enjoying the trip?
Very much. We've decided on Switzerland. There you are. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Switzerland.
Switzerland. Switzerland.
You were looking down at the flying fish. Then what? Aren't you going to finish the trip?
Well, there weren't any trips. Do you mind? You see, my father had a friend in a travel bureau. My father worked across the street. He was an assistant superintendent of the municipal waterworks. And he used to bring folders home with him with pictures in them. We have stacks of them. And in the evening, he would put on his traveling coat. That's what he called it. Of course, I was very young. And he would say, where should we go this evening? And I would say, Veracruz, because it's a beautiful name. And then he would say, it's summer there. You don't want to roast like a coffee bean, do you?
So you never did get there?
No, it was just like our trip to the land of the midnight sun.
What stopped you this time?
The weather. I thought of India, but then Father remembered that it was the rainy season.
Your father was an expert on climates.
My mother used to say that he knew what the weather was everywhere except home. What mountain is that?
That's the Matterhorn.
Have you climbed it?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, when you climb up a mountain, what then?
Well, you come down again. Tell me more about your father.
Well, then he finally did go away. He had the nicest eyes.
Yes, I can see them.
Why do you like to climb mountains?
Well, I suppose because no matter how high you climb, there's always a higher one.
And you like to imagine that the other one's even more wonderful, like Spring the Park.
Now, you know far too much about me already, and I know almost nothing about you, huh? Except that you traveled a great deal.
End of the line. All change. All change.
What now?
Where haven't we been?
We have no more countries left.
Then we'll begin all over again.
Oh,
There you are. Thank you.
oh, thank you.
We'll revisit the scenes of our youth.
I don't know about them, but I'm going home right after this number. Me too, even if they're paying me 50 kroner.
I like to play for married people. They've got homes.
You are a sorceress. Now I'm sure. How else could we dance this way? Unless we've danced together before. And yet if we had, I should have remembered.
Please.
Promise me something.
Anything.
But I don't even know where you live. Promise me you won't vanish.
I won't be the one to vanish.
We are here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who is it?
Frank.
Good morning, Mr. Frank.
Please be seated. It will just be a moment.
Lisa? Leave it on. Someone wants to see it. Oh, new customer. Looks like a good one. It won't take one moment. You like this one, I'm sure.
I'm sure. I like it very much. Very much.
How did you find me?
I'm a good detective, don't you think?
You are.
I'm afraid we'll have to put off our plans for tonight. I couldn't go away without seeing you.
Where are you going?
Milano. The whole orchestra is going. We're to play at La Scala.
It's wonderful.
I've forgotten all about it. It won't be long. Just 2 weeks. The train leaves at 5:30. Do you suppose you could see me off?
I'll try.
I'll look for you then. Goodbye, thank you. Goodbye. You'll be there.
How did it go?
He wasn't interested in the suit, but Madame Spitzer, could I leave a little earlier today?
How early?
About 5.
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
Congratulations, my dear.
Stefan, the train is leaving.
Just a minute. How long have you been standing here? I don't want to go. Do you believe that?
I'll be here when you get back.
Yes.
Stefan, hurry, please.
I still know so little about you.
You like mystery.
That a woman like you exists, and I found you. That's mystery enough. Say Stefan, the way you said it last night.
Stefan.
It's as though you'd said it all your life.
Better hurry, sir.
Yes.
Stefan!
Yes.
It won't be long. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Goodbye. 2 weeks.
Stefan, how little you knew yourself. That train was taking you out of my life.
He was a married man? Does he live here in Vienna? If we knew who he was, he might be willing to accept his responsibility. You won't tell us his name? But you haven't the means to take care of the child.
We'll get along.
It's your duty to tell us. When a man does the sort of thing...
I'm feeling tired. Would you go? You may wonder why I never came to you for help. I wanted to be one woman you had known who asked you for nothing. My deep regret is that you never saw your son. There were times during those years I prefer not to remember. But this I can assure you. Whatever the cost, he repaid me 1,000 times. You would have been proud of him, too. when he was almost 9, as much for his sake as mine, I married. You know who my husband is. Johann Stauffer married me, knowing the truth about us and about our child.
Oh, how lovely. Thank you, Johann. What a nice birthday. This and Stefan home.
You know, I'm not good at saying such things, but Lisa, I want you to be as happy as you've made me.
If I were really a deserving wife, I'd be ready on time.
You are happy? You are?
Why shouldn't I be? Let's say goodnight. Hello.
Still another talent?
He has a lot of talents, but not for finishing his milk.
May I see it?
Mm-hmm. Or for brushing his teeth.
Made in Switzerland.
Switzerland must be a very nice place, don't you think? Who gave it to you, darling? Herr Frank.
Who is Herr Frank?
His music teacher. He said he thinks I was a natural talent.
For the harmonica?
No, for music.
Oh. Good night, Stefan.
Good night, sir. Night, darling. Good night, Mother. Mother! I'll be right down. Yes. You remember the last time? First night I was home from school? Mm-hmm. What about it? When you went out, you let me sleep in your room. Well, all right. It's a special concession because it's your first night home. But hurry. I'm late. In just a minute.
There's no hurry.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
You know, Stefan, it might be nice if you could say good night, Father, instead of good night, sir.
But I've always said it that way.
I think you'd like it if you could manage a change. Supposing you said to me, good night, madam. It would sound pretty silly, wouldn't it? Now, promise me that you'll go to sleep and not wait up for me.
I promise. Will you bring me a program of the opera?
I promise.
Good night, madam.
Good night, sir. After all, when a person treats you so much like his son, he is, in a sense, your father.
All right, Mother, if you say so. Good night.
The course of our lives can be changed by such little things. So many passing by, each intent on his own problems. So many faces that one might easily have been lost. I know now. Nothing happens by chance. Every moment is measured. Every step is counted.
Curtain, curtain going up. Second act.
Going up. Second
Curtain, curtain going up.
Second act.
Second
Going
act.
up.
Look, isn't that Stefan Brandt?
He returned last week. A concert tour?
Pleasure trip, most likely.
The way he's burning himself up, it's a wonder he's still alive.
10 years ago, he showed great promise.
Too bad. With that talent, he could have been a great pianist.
Perhaps talent is not enough.
Perhaps he has too many talents.
Second act. Curtain going up.
Sorry, we lost sight of you. We were in the buffet.
You know the Colonel and his cognac.
General Hulsendorf was asking for you. You've made a conquest.
My dear, you should have joined us.
Suddenly, in that one moment, everything was in danger. Everything I thought was safe. Somewhere out there were your eyes, and I knew I couldn't escape them. It was like the first time I saw you. The years between were melting away. I have a headache.
I'll take your coat.
No, please don't. I'll be all right if I lie down. Please stay here. Would you be kind enough to give my husband a message? He's in 17. Not now, but after this act, tell him I have decided to go home and not to worry.
Thank you.
Would you call my carriage, please?
Yes, Madam Stone.
The side entrance.
Yes, ma'am.
La vita d'un saggio tenere, come all'elli si goder, come all'ì si goder.
Excuse me. You must realize where there is a pursued, there must also be a pursuer. I've seen you somewhere. I know. I followed you upstairs and watched you in your box, but I couldn't place you. And I had to speak with you. I know how this sounds. I assure you, in this case, it's true. You believe that, don't you?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, please, just a moment. Is there any place we could have met? That I might have seen you at one of my concerts? It must have been some time ago. I haven't given any concerts in Vienna lately, or anywhere else for that matter.
You don't play anymore?
Oh, it's not quite as final as that. I always tell myself I'll begin again next week. And then when next week comes, it's this week. So I wait for next week again.
What are you waiting for?
That's a very disturbing question.
My carriage.
You can't ask such a question and just walk away. I have a feeling. Please don't think I'm mad. I know it sounds strange and I can't explain it. But I feel that you understand what I can't even say. And that you can help me. Have you ever shuffled faces like cards, hoping to find the one that lies somewhere just over the edge of your memory, the one you've been waiting for? Well, tonight, when I first saw you, and later when I watched you in the darkness, it was as though I'd found that one face among all others. Who are you? Promise I'll see you again. I must see you.
I don't know. Johan, you don't think I wanted this to happen?
No. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Lisa, we have a marriage. Perhaps it's not all you once hoped for, but you have a home and your son and people who care for you.
I know that, Johan. I'd do anything to avoid hurting you, but I can't help it.
And your son, you think you can avoid hurting him?
He won't be harmed, I'll see to that.
There are such things as honor and decency.
I've told myself that 100 times this one evening.
You talk as though it were out of your hands. It's not, Lisa. You have a will. You can do what's right, what's best for you. Or you can throw away your life.
I've had no will but his, ever.
That's romantic nonsense.
Is it? Johan, I can't help it. I can't. Please believe that.
What about him? Can't he help himself either?
I know now that he needs me as much as I've always needed him.
Isn't it a little late for him to find that out?
We're home, sir.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Lisa, if you do this, you can never turn back. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
I warn you. I shall do everything in my power to prevent it.
Hello, darling. Wake up. It's time to go in your own room.
Did you have a nice time?
Yes, darling.
Good night, Father.
Good night.
Did you hear? I just said it.
Yes, darling.
Tell me about the opera. Was it exciting?
How's that?
You're wonderful.
You're wonderful. You've always been a wonderful boy. You don't know how much that's meant to me. To be so proud of you always. I know it.
Don't worry, Mother. You'll see. 2 weeks will go like an express train. You're sure you're coming?
Of course, I promised. You can even get my room in the village for me.
I'll get you the same one you had last time. The one with the balcony.
Didn't I tell you that compartment was quarantined? I'm sorry, ma'am, but this compartment has to be closed up. I'll take you to the next car forward.
That's good. I'll be near the locomotive.
I'll take the forward.
Do we have 2 locomotives on our trains?
We usually get along with one, but I'll talk to the engineer. How about that one over there? You can have 2 seats in there.
He's traveling alone. He's being led.
Don't worry, madam. I'll take good care of him. We leave in about a minute. Better hurry and get your seat, sir.
You can see better if you sit over here. And if you get chilly, put up the window.
Yes, Mother.
Stefan, you know how I've longed so for your being home. And now I can't even explain, but maybe someday, very soon, I'll be able to give you a reason. But now, just have to believe that it's for your own good.
I don't mind going back so much, especially when you're coming so soon. It'll be like 2 vacations.
You're a darling.
Then I'll show you the new walk we found since you were there last time.
Yeah?
Better get out, lady.
You write me often, won't you?
Yes, Mother, but I can't write very often, not in 2 weeks. Goodbye, Mother. 2 weeks.
Make way, please. Make way, please.
What is it? What happened?
Someone hurt?
No reason to get alarmed.
They say it's a case of typhus. Typhus? Yes. Typhus on the train. Yes, madam.
Is Mr. Brand here, Stefan Brand?
Brand? One moment, please. Fritz.
Could you tell me, has Mr. Brand been here this evening?
Oh, Mr. Brand is no longer a customer of ours. Not for some time. Mr. Brand these days is more likely to be found at the Ritz.
Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. I still have nice flowers left. I'm closing up and I'll sell you a nice bouquet, very cheap.
I'll take those. The white ones. Don't bother to wrap them up. Doesn't matter.
Now, you can drive on.
Stefan Brand is here. Thank you.
Well, this is a surprise, but I assure you a very happy one. And John didn't prepare me for such a pleasant occasion. I thought last night the darkness might have played tricks with my eyes. You're even more beautiful than I imagined.
Very kind of you.
Now, this is just the hour for a little late supper. Or is it too late? Well, it makes no difference. You're here. And as far as I'm concerned, all the clocks in the world have stopped. Excuse me a moment. John?
John, I'm sorry to send you out so late. Would you go down to the corner and get a few things? We're going to have some supper. The usual things.
John makes life possible for a hopelessly single man. She fascinates you, too. You remember, the Greeks built a statue to a god they didn't know, but hoped someday would come to them. Well, mine happens to be a goddess.
And you never found her?
For years. I never woke in the morning but what I said to myself. Perhaps today she will come. And my life will really begin. Sometimes it seemed very near. Well, now I'm older and I know better.
Even for yourself, you don't play anymore.
Oh, I remember. Last night you were kind enough to be interested. I forgot. John locked it when I went away. Nowadays, I'm away quite a lot of the time. Oh, I'll ask him for the key when he comes back. You're very lovely. It's a beautiful dress.
Thank you. How could you do that? Give it up altogether?
But if you're so curious, I'll tell you. One night I came back to this room. I'd given a concert like all the others. Not better, not worse. Afterwards, they said all the usual things. The things you say when you're not really convinced. So I happened to look in the mirror, this one here. The young prodigy was no longer young. Certainly wasn't prodigious. Since then, I found other things to do. More amusing things. I knew last night. Didn't you? I haven't even offered to fix you a drink.
Stefan.
Yes?
I came here. I have something to tell you.
If it has to do with you, I'm very interested.
It has to do with us.
Now, we can't possibly be serious this early in the morning, at least not without a glass of champagne. It won't take a minute. Champagne tastes much better after midnight, don't you think?
Much better.
I just came back from America. It's a fascinating country. The men are fond of money, and their wives are fond of Europeans.
Must have been a wonderful trip.
Do you travel a great deal? Well, I suppose you won't believe me, but I couldn't get you out of my mind all day.
No, I don't believe you.
If only I'd known you were coming. But to tell you the truth, I never dared hope you could arrange it so soon. But you're so clever. You manage so beautifully. You know, you're a very strange woman.
Am I?
Something you said last night keeps running through my mind.
What was that?
I'll tell you in just a moment, as soon as I get the ice. Are you getting lonely out there?
Very lonely. I'd come to tell you about us, to offer you my whole life. But you didn't even remember me.
Take you somewhere, young lady? Anywhere at all? Makes no difference.
I don't remember where I went. Time moved past me, not in days or in hours, but in the distance it put between us. When I could think again, I went to my son, but it was too late. He died last night of typhus. without even knowing I was there. Now I'm alone. My head throbs and my temples are burning. Perhaps God has been kind and I too have caught the fever. If this letter reaches you, believe this, that I love you now as I've always loved you. My life can be measured by the moments I've had with you and our child. If only you could have shared those moments. If only you could have recognized what was always yours. Could have found what was never lost. If only.
You remembered her?
Lisa. Lisa.
Bring my things. Ready, gentlemen.
Oh, if only you could have recognized what was always yours. Could have found what was never lost.
Thank you.